Hey Virgos, welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to Mercury entering Libra. So Mercury will be in Libra in our second house from September 18th here all the way through October 6th. Before we get started though, I just want to say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all the ways that you lift this channel up. They lift me up, especially too because I'm behind on comments. Oh my goodness, all your birthdays, like wishes, all your birthdays and sharing the dates. Happy birthday to all that I have not responded to yet. Seriously, you guys, each and every one of you make a difference. You make me melt. You give me goosebumps. You are what makes this channel a family. And I love you back. So let's see what's in store for us during this season for Mercury. Because, oh my goodness, let me tell you, it's got some power behind it, and it's all about finances. In our second house, yes, is all I gotta say. So, Mercury, our planet, our ruler of communication, thought, is moving into Libra, and it will be in our second house until, like I was saying, the beginning of October 6th to be exact. This is where he will be emphasizing a deep search for harmony, an appreciation for the beauty of language and artful expression. Oh my goodness, thank you. And he's also going to be helping us with delivering our words with grace and tact as we strive to mend relationships and foster mutual understanding. So this is all about getting balanced. And it's in our second house. So again, that's our income, salary, worth, self-worth, and two, within that self-worth category, knowing that we indeed are our biggest assets in life. Our knowledge, our abilities, our gifts. And oh my goodness, we're coming out right away with the Hermit card. This is where it's all about language, especially when Mercury, our ruler, is focusing on that second house. It's about fostering beauty, balance, harmony, diplomacy. And this shift in energy helps us truly to consider other people's feelings, other people's opinions, finding common ground, and coming to peaceful resolutions, especially if there's been conflict. So this is an excellent time, let me tell you, for negotiation, reaching compromise. And it's particularly by finding a harmonious win-win solution through balance, diplomacy, and biggest one, authenticity. This transit will be particularly impactful, I do also want to say, because we're going to touch on it, for the cardinal signs as well as for the fellow air signs of Libra. So check your birth chart for where these signs fall and which planets they're basically encompassing or embracing, as well as which houses those planets are falling, because there will be individual lessons formed for each and every one of us that are different, but in general, for the cardinal signs, let's get into it. So that's Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. So check which planets are ruled by those signs or are led by those signs in your birth chart. Mercury will be bringing for the cardinal signs new ideas and energy to partnerships, home, and career. So for Aries in general, this will encourage compromise and a focus on partnerships towards shared goals, finding common ground, where disagreements especially may have taken place. So wherever you've got Aries in your chart, that's where your focus will really be, finding that if there was some disagreements, you're coming into this place of harmony once again, or of truly resolution. Now, for where you've got Cancer in your chart, it's all about family matters, home life. It's a great time to finalize a contract or even to purchase a new home. For Libra signs as well, it's a powerful time to speak your mind, set healthy boundaries, and negotiate effectively. So keep that in mind. And then for Capricorns, Capricorn is all about structure. Let me tell you, if wherever you've got Capricorn in your chart, it's not even just now is the time, it's the time to focus on professional pursuits. For the fellow air signs as well, Gemini, Aquarius. Like for me, my North Node is Gemini. So this is where if you have Gemini in your chart, you'll be poured towards or pulled towards what brings you the most joy, from creativity and from romance. This could even also too, especially with Mercury leveraging all of this, sharing knowledge, lecturing, however you share your words with public speaking. Wherever you've got Aquarius in your chart as well, Aquarius signs will be pushed towards exploring new horizons, higher learning, and for Virgos, for our sun signs, moons, whatever you have Virgo, wherever you have Virgo in your chart, it's going to be influencing our second house. That's financial matters, personal values, our sense of self-worth. This is a great time to evaluate and make financial decisions to create balance and fairness in your life. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because right away with the tarot, this is where we are focused on our aspirations, your education, your hard work, where you're investing your time, your finances, your energy through concentrated diligence. But it's focusing truly on developing and growing through your art or through your craft towards mastery. And as you can see, Virgo here is being uplifted by Soul's Temple. Especially with Mercury, you're getting downloads. It's very harmonious energy between your connection with Soul's Temple here, with the sun, and with getting that guidance on how you're bringing that fairness, that balance into your finances, into making financial decisions that are really geared towards your your legacy, what you're building, your stability, your prosperity, your personal power, and also too where you're seeing your return on investment. And trust me, with the solar plexus coming out right away, you've got this. This is knowing that you are strong, you are capable, and you're enough. You're getting the guidance needed, and you're getting the clarity needed. So you may find great clarity during this time when it comes to budgeting your finances and resources. It'll open up a door that really helps you with balancing your security and your stability when it comes to worth, and when it comes to bringing your income, your expenses, and your investments into harmony, not only for the day-to-day, but for the long haul. So take advantage of this energy, because your decision-making, your negotiating skills during this time will shape your future, your legacy, and your partnerships, who you're committing to. And it's leading you to success, personal career development, your ambitions, your visions. This is the time to make plans and make decisions that come towards resolution and require action. But it really requires you standing in your authenticity, especially at this time. With Mercury in Libra, it's all about you are your biggest asset, and it's getting into that sacral energy, right? Utilizing the past and the wisdom that you gained from the past to propel you forward, not only in the day-to-day, but into your future. As you can see, he's got the world in his hands. He's looking towards balance, looking out towards the water, towards his vision, right? This is a lot of Aries energy as well. So I could be talking to someone that's got some Aries pretty heavily in their chart. Remember, that's all about compromise and partnerships. That's where it's going to hit you, or where you possibly will feel it the most. Hit's a strong word, so I don't mean to say that. But either way, this is where it's like you're finding common ground, where possibly things were discombobulated, if there was disagreements in partnerships, particularly with business. This is where you're truly looking at things and you're taking action, initiation. And remember too, Mars right now is also in Libra, in our second house. This is truly a beautiful marriage between Mercury and Mars, because you've got action, initiation, focus on your long-term goals. And it's all about bringing harmony, getting the guidance, utilizing your creative expression, creating a way and paving a way through your authenticity, coming to those resolutions where possibly you were, I guess maybe finding it difficult to get from point A to point B. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is going to light some fire in a lot of ways for you. It's also going to balance dualities when it comes to relationships, partnerships, polarities, choices, and making decisions. So like I say, this is the time truly. When it comes to finances, if you've been feeling a little foggy of like not sure where to invest, not sure which way to go, this is the time where you will be very clear on shaping your future. And don't be surprised as well that new ideas and new creative ways come through this guidance when it comes to earning money. And it'll also help with orienting you, solidifying your financial standing through finding win-win solutions. So it's all about that common ground. And the way that I always think about it is, coming from the area where I was, when I worked for an organic cooperative, it was very much an agricultural background. And what I mean by finding win-win solutions is we were actually very much in an area that was pretty diversified, to be very honest, and it was very quaint. It was on a much smaller level, but if you blow it up to the macro level, it kind of speaks to what's going on in the United States, or just in general, like what's going on in the world when you're looking at world politics or world economics, how we work together. So in this small little rural area, it was actually really quaint, like I say, so each town was vastly different. And so there was one town that was very bohemian. There was another town that was very much Norwegian. There was also the hippie back to the landers as well. And then in the agricultural way, because it was very rural as well, you had a lot of conventional farmers. You had a lot of back to the landers, like I say, people that basically think rainbow, I guess is how I would put it, Rainbow Fest kind of gatherers, where it's like money wasn't necessarily the fair trade value, if you will. And then you also have the organics. And so there was all these different diversities, right? Everybody came from this very much different background. And you also had people that were fourth, fifth generation. And then you had, especially with a sweet little grassroots cooperative, a bunch of people coming in from outside the area that were coming from the cities, like myself, that had never grown up with milking cows or grown up, on a farm, to be very honest. And so we all come together in a way that we had such different backgrounds, but where we found our unity was through the common ground of finding common ground solutions. So what I mean by that is we all came together in our love of the land and how we stewarded it, right? And especially too, because we were all faced with the same problems. It was very rural, so it was one of the poorest counties in the state. We also had a lot of flooding. We had a lot of catastrophes when it came, and there's always that saying, that there's a 500-year flood, there's a 1,000-year flood. Well, let me tell you, even when I was building my home, in the 4 months that we put together the shell of the home, and I got my occupancy permit, we had 2 500-year floods and a 1,000-year flood. I tell you what, time flew, if that's the case, right? But the thing is, it always brings to mind that, and it's unfortunate but also beautiful at the same time, that it takes a catastrophe to really bring out the humanity in people, to really get people to come together. And especially when it comes to like Amish communities and Mennonite communities, I tell you what, we've got, as they call us, English, if you will, people that are more into modern day society, I guess, if you will. So I tell you what, if someone in their community, we've got a lot to learn. So if somebody in their community suffers from a fire in the home, just say, complete catastrophe, I tell you what, their whole community gets together, takes apart, like demos that whole structure. They bring all the wood, they save all the nails and the screws, whatever they can salvage. They utilize their resources to the utmost, like that modern day societies would not necessarily consider. They rebuild that house, and in some cases, they've even moved barns by hand. And I tell you what, it's nothing like seeing 100 people pick up a barn. It's incredibly powerful to see it. It's just gorgeous in the unity and in the collaboration, the cooperation. But I tell you what, they can help a family in the way that is so incredibly beautiful. They tear down the old structure. They salvage everything that they can, down to the last nail. They raise a new home and a new structure. They've got that place built in less than a month, less than a week in a lot of cases as well. That's what I'm talking about. That's what this energy is, especially with Mercury and Libra in our second house and Mars and Libra in our second house, married together. This is downloads and guidance, self-worth, artful expressions, the beauty of language and cooperation, finding those win-win solutions in harmony, working in that cooperation. And for Virgos, it's all about finding that harmony when it comes to fairness, balance in your life, but particularly when it comes to finances, resources, securing your stability, income, expenses, and investments. So I do want to also point out here during this time, the biggest challenge that's going to possibly, that you may experience during this time is basically avoiding the tendency to weigh every single option and fall into the pitfall of analysis paralysis. So just remember, we still got that South Node in Virgo. So with Mercury and Libra, there is a tendency to want to weigh every single option, to really want to look at it and really look at the pros and cons. This is the time to trust your initial logical conclusions. Say that 10 times fast. But trust your intuition and don't second guess yourself. Leverage your organizational skills. Leverage your strategy. Make a plan. Know with confidence that your initial logical conclusions are the ones that are going to show you, with your body, with your mind, with your heart alignment, who you can trust with confidence when and where you make your commitments, especially when they're centered, when your decisions are centered around fairness and your personal values. So just be aware that if you're feeling that analysis paralysis, really wanting to look at all options so in depth, that you start second guessing yourself, or you find yourself like, okay, I've looked at everything and now I'm exhausted. I can't even make a decision. That will be the biggest challenge for this. So just heed the word of caution. And remember, when that happens, as I like to put it from my art aspects, like when you start making all these like refinements, especially in design, it becomes like a seeing eye test. And when you've made so many refinements, especially with typography, just as an example, that you can look at each and every one of them and you start to no longer see the difference. Step back, walk away, ground yourself, go for a walk, literally get into that heart-brain frequency and balance, grounding, that heart-brain earth harmony, and then come back to the table. And that initial decision, I tell you what, will show you exactly where you want to go. And then stand in that with confidence. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Because this is where, through the Hermit energy, that receiving, that, I can talk, I swear, that contemplation, seeking the wisdom, receiving the guidance, also seeking mentorship, going within, following your spirit guides, trusting your gut and your initial logic, is what's going to really tap you into your intuition with knowing the right ways to go, grounding yourself as well with that earth energy. And it'll help you with reaching those conclusions with the 9, right? This is completions, achievements of your goals, attainment, integration. So just watch the pitfalls, like I say. And if that resonates, by all means, share your thoughts in the comments below if you're already feeling the energy, because I would not be surprised. I know I have as well. Now, during this time as well, the big thing too, just to be aware of, is avoid people pleasing. So Libra is all about harmony, all about balance. But one thing that it can also do is gloss, or have a tendency, especially for us Virgos, to basically be so apt to find win-win solutions that we forget about part of that win-win solution is our win as well. So avoid people-pleasing or glossing over deeper issues for the sake of avoiding conflict. And remember, the biggest thing, that agreeing to disagree is also a solution if a win-win equitable solution cannot be met and honored by all sides. And if that resonates, by all means, like I say, put a heart in the, thank you, put a heart in the comments below, because there's a few important dates that we also will be impacted on during this time. And Mercury will play a vital role for us. So we'll get into it. But the biggest thing here as well with the Two of Swords coming out in reverse is, like I say, if you've got any fears of uncertainty during this time, or you're feeling indecisive, if it's going to cause stress, remember to walk away. And then also remember that the sake of avoiding conflict does not mean that you need to sacrifice your win. It's all about equitable solutions. And equitable solutions require being honored, being met through those win-win solutions by all sides. So just make sure, and Libra's going to help you in a lot of ways as well, with making you, basically reminding you of your values. So it's just important to stay true and honor yourself in that way. Now, like I was saying, right away on the 18th, there's a couple of days coming into this. And right away on the 18th, and check out the weekly read if you haven't seen it yet, because my goodness, thank you. I went into a deeper depth because some of this is going to touch us this week here, right? Oh my gosh, and at the bottom of the deck, yes, yes, and yes, and yes. Okay, we'll get into all this. But on the 18th here, so as soon as Mercury enters Libra, he'll be standing opposite Neptune. And remember, Neptune is in retrograde in Aries, in our 8th house of transformation. And while Neptune's in retrograde in Aries in the 8th house, you're being aligned to your most authentic dream life. And this opposition between Mercury and Neptune may bring on a bit of confusion. Don't ask. Confusion. So, biggest thing about the 18th is if you're feeling this opposition, double check the facts. Be mindful of any misunderstandings and speak clearly from the heart. Remember that Mars will also be standing with Mercury in Libra, so it's all about leveraging your talent when it comes to sales, your talent when it comes to negotiation, your talent as well when it comes to money management, and standing in your authenticity, standing in your truth. Because on this day, if you leverage these energies in this way, there is a huge opportunity for wealth accumulation being presented to you, with balancing your income, salary, finances, investments. So take advantage of that energy, and especially if you're feeling this, double check the facts. Get back to that grounding and stay true to what's at hand. Stay true to yourself. Because what's being presented to you, as long as you go after it, there's this huge opportunity for wealth accumulation. So playing your cards right is going to be important. Don't let overthinking prevent you from your action or from your movement. And right away, it's like a couple of these things, I can tell already where we're going to have some challenges. I'm just saying. So, uncertainty of which path to take, fear of change, stagnation, low self-esteem, settling for less than what you deserve. This is the time to really get in touch with where you stand in your long-term legacy, where you want to go, what's most authentic for your dream life to be in the here and now. Because if you stand in stagnation, what's going to really be the biggest thing holding you back is fear of failure, fear of trust or trust issues when it comes to who you're working with, right? Deceptions, backstabbing, gossip, exaggeration. All of this type of aspect of those trust issues that can come through from the past, from that South Node energy, will leave you feeling very exhausted. Particularly, the stagnation could even be a painful ending in a lot of ways. So it's important to really meditate. Let this energy go. Let it flow. Because right afterwards, it's like we've got the 10 of Swords, then we've got the 9 of Swords, right? So by ruminating on this, it could cause you a lot of feelings of overwhelmness, self-doubt, guilt, poor sleep, anxiety, fear again coming through. This is where Spirit is saying here. I mean, and look at this. It's like we've got the Wheel of Fortune and then the Wheel in reverse. I can talk. Wheel of Fortune and then the World in reverse. So This is where it's like, this is the point to truly let this go. Because look at this. I mean, it's like we've got 2, 8, 10, 9, back to 10. This is completion in the upright. So if you are able to really harness this energy, not let yourself overthink or second guess yourself, this is where Spirit is reminding you, you have the upper hand. The world is your oyster. There is karma on your side. There's positive change waiting for you. There's success. There's luck down the road for you here and up ahead in such a beautiful way. This is huge opportunity. So the biggest challenge is going to be that your current approach isn't working. There's stagnation, there's disappointment, there's complications, and again, failure. Travel is what it might require, but the biggest thing about the 18th is action and not letting your overthinking prevent your action and your movement in such a big way. Now, between the 18th and the 19th, because it's quite exciting, we have, and check out the weekly read because I went into deeper depth on this there, but I'll touch on it here. So we have a kite formation coming. For anybody that has a birthday on the 18th and the 19th, and I did see in one of your comments, I'm so sorry that I haven't responded back, but I loved how you put it and interpreted it. So first off, happy birthday, all my 18th and 19th birthday goers. For the 18th to look at it as a 999, truly, my biggest thought was like, oh my goodness, you've got a quadruple 9 of completions. That's like the 9, the 9, the 9, like 9 in a day, twice with the 18th, 9 in the month, 9 in the year. I mean, this is beautiful energy. Like, I absolutely love this angel number message for you. So the biggest thing that with this kite formation between the 18th and the 19th is that it's going to be offering us major grounding and creative wings. And the core conflict with this is really going to be facing your financial values versus your hidden fears. And we already saw what came out in the cards. This is what's at the bottom of the deck. Again, action, initiation, focus on your hard work, holding your cup, juggling and finding that balance, taking action, standing in your success, making confident choices, holding your vision, because justice is truly on your side. And like I say, with this kite formation, the biggest conflict about it is just facing your hidden fears, facing your financial values, especially if you've got any concerns around shared finances, debts, taxes, loans, or even a partner's money. There will be this thing or temptation between this kite, this push-pull, to basically come in and want to save, particularly a partner's circumstance or energy. But it'll be tempting in the wrong way. It'll be tempting you to self-sacrifice yourself, your security, rather than let people learn their lessons, right, on their own. And I don't mean that as like you don't have to be there for them. I mean, Libra energy is all about compassion, but it's also about honoring someone else's path, not just bailing them out, right? And if that resonates, by all means, share your thoughts in the comments below. Put a heart in the comments below, because this is where there's a very high potential with this kite, especially with how grounding it is and with the creative wings with it. So let's get into it. We've got Mercury and Mars playing a role in this. We've got Uranus. We've got Pluto. We've got Saturn. And we've got Neptune all playing their part in this. This is a huge alignment in a very creative way. There's a lot of trines and there's a sextile. So basically you've got Mercury and Mars. And again, it's opposite, or they are opposition with Neptune. That's, so just to break this down, Mercury and Mars in Libra in our second house, finances, long-term goals, income, salary, your worth, go-getter, attitude, action, initiation. Then you have this opposition where it's a push-pull with your finances and your authenticity, aligning to your dream life, getting you there, right? Well, then on the top of that, you've got a trine with Mercury and Mars and Saturn and Uranus. And remember, Saturn is structure, wealth, legacy, karma. So like the card said in the beginning with the wheel, karma's on your side. Karma is working for you during this kite. Uranus is in our 10th house. I should say too, Saturn is in our 7th house of partnerships in Pisces. This is emotional. This is also knowing who you can make the right decisions with, who's coming with you in a lot of ways. Uranus is in our 10th house in Gemini. So that's career, honors, achievements, fame, fortune. And Mercury and Mars are also sextile with Pluto. Pluto is channeling our inner spiritual warrior, defining success. So all of these planetary alignments with this kite formation will be combining to bring you a sudden insight, sudden breakthrough in a lot of ways. So with Saturn, Saturn's providing stability and long-term commitment and testing the partnerships that lack integrity. Uranus is offering sudden change in your professional life to help you resolve financial tensions. Pluto is empowering you and empowering your well-being with your career ambitions and financial growth. So like I say, it's offering major grounding and creative wings to help you with facing financial values and also too feeling the conflict of those hidden fears that are coming to the forefront when it comes to debt, investments, salary, partners' money in a lot of ways. So this is kind of a really interesting kite. It's a beautiful opportunity, but it also allows you to really be empowered when it comes to your talent in sales, truth, negotiation, and money management. So like I say, pay attention to these 2 days. If you're feeling this energy, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe so that we can elevate this because we're going to all go through it together. And we're just getting started into the season. So keep in mind too, because I'm going to do a separate read, on the 19th, Venus is entering Virgo in our first house. So Venus is bringing, that's our heart's desires, all of the finer things in life, the Renaissance planet in a lot of ways, pouring our heart into our actions. Now is going to be moving into our sign and in our first house, our self, our identity. So this is also going to couple with all of this and like all of this energy. And it's going to empower you, really help you with focusing on honoring your path as well as honoring others, honoring their path as well. And like I say, sometimes bailing somebody out isn't necessarily teaching them or helping them. You're actually taking their lesson away from them and the opportunity for them to empower themselves. And if that resonates, like I say, put a heart in the comments below, because this is where your hard work, focusing on your path, and like I say, win-win solutions with equitable solutions as well being the focus, will be rewarded. It leads to financial gain. It involves absolutely community, because supporting somebody comes from the heart. It doesn't come from the pocketbook necessarily, right? This is also too, with Saturn's help, testing those partnerships that lack integrity. You're finding the right connections during this kite, especially with Venus now popping into the mix as well, with really aligning with your true family, right? This is where you will be rewarded. This is your 10 of coins, and it's manifesting in a beautiful way that leads towards your financial success. With the Knight of Cups, this is creativity sparking your motivation, especially with Venus popping into the mix here as well. This is inspiration, this is drive, this is balance, but it's also good news. It's through your creativity, finding those outside the box win-win solutions as well that are authentic to you, that are balanced for the short run and for the long haul. But it's through a place of diplomacy. And on the 21st as well, so I'll do a separate read on this as well. But I am so excited. We have on the 21st a partial solar eclipse. And we also have the second new moon in Virgo. So this energy, especially with that solar eclipse in Virgo and a second new moon in Virgo, this is supercharged energy. of fresh starts, new beginnings, and this eclipse bookends the August new moon in Virgo that we had. So it's like a double dose of transformative energy as it conjuncts as well with our lunar south node in Virgo. And we've got Mercury and Libra in our second house. All of that energy is going to combine your new beginnings in career, family, commitments, your vision, all centered around work and self-care with new financial focus. This is gorgeous. Stay tuned. And then too, for those that leveraged it before, if you need any help, I put together that new moon in Virgo meditation video with affirmations that are focused on new moon energy, focused on Virgo energy as well. Virgo new moon energy, I should say. So utilize that to really, and break out the affirmations that you wrote as well. Focus on the intentions that you set during that first Virgo new moon in August, and bring that out again on the 21st when you meditate and you set your intentions, because it's a double dose of new beginnings and of transformative energy. So take advantage of it if you can. And like I say, I created those meditational videos as tools. So if it helped you the first time, if you want to revisit it again, by all means, check that out as well. But this is where you're bringing balance to your new beginnings. And like I say, this new beginning on the 21st, these are long lasting. There's a lot of Saturn playing a role in this. So it's new beginnings in career, new family, new commitments, new visions, new chapters, and they're being written in a way that it's for the long haul. These are long-lasting changes of new beginnings. You're finding balance, finding harmony that you've been seeking in your new beginnings. Also, too, this is about prioritizing and utilizing your time and energy very wisely. Multitasking, time management. But again, new beginnings with mental clarity, focusing on your vision. Mercury in Libra is going to be helping you with making good choices, especially if you felt that analysis paralysis or the stagnation aspects. This will be standing in your truth when it comes to making your decisions as well, that truly lead you towards the success that you deserve, that you're manifesting in your life, and it's your justice. It's also a 2 here with the dualities, right? The balance of the light and the dark in all your decisions and everything that's in your path, but it's finding balance. It's finding harmony. And this partial solar eclipse in Virgo, the second new moon, and also the conjunction with the south node in Virgo as well, and Mercury, this is all coming together where it's your just deserves. It's your truth. If you're dealing with legal issues as well, because your negotiation skills are on point right now, focused on fairness, expect justice to really come in a very positive way with balancing those scales. These are win-win solutions for everyone, new beginnings for everyone. And to top that off as well, so on the 22nd, Mars is going to be entering Scorpio, and I'll also do a separate read on this too, so stay tuned. But Mars is going to be changing signs, moving over into Scorpio, into our third house. So that's our house of communication, intellect, expression. And when Mars enters Scorpio, so Scorpio is kind of like the phoenix rising, takes on the hardest challenges fearlessly, takes on the hardest transformations as well, right? Rises from the ashes as the healer and also the truth bearer. So when Mars, our go-getter planet, enters Scorpio in our third house of intellect, communication, expression, this energy is going to intensify your passions and your desires with determination like no other. If anything was holding you back, when Mars enters Scorpio, that's not going to happen, I guess is how I would put it. You'll feel the energy really helping you. This is the time when Mars enters Scorpio. It's going to lead you to reclaim what was lost, especially in financial matters. The sun, now keep this in mind and check this out, because the 22nd, definitely mark your calendars. So the 22nd, not only does Mars change signs, The sun is also going to be changing signs. We are leaving Virgo season and the sun is entering Libra. So stay tuned because I'll also do a separate Libra season reading as well. The sun is going to be entering Libra and entering our second house. We also, on the 22nd here, have the autumn equinox offering a guiding force towards balance and restoration. And again, Mars is helping us reclaim what was lost, particularly in our passions and our desires, with determination. And to top that off, the moon will also be in Libra and conjunct with Mercury in Libra, in our second house. Finances, income, salary, self-worth, balance, harmony, common ground, peaceful resolutions, artful expression, the beauty of language, a deep search for harmony. The sun, the moon, and Mercury will all be sitting there on our autumn equinox, let me tell you. And I will also plan to do a separate autumn equinox affirmation reading as well, so or meditation reading. So like I say, I'll be doing several reads. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot going on. But this is truly a day to mark on your calendar and to truly honor and utilize the energy where you can. Because with the Page of Swords, it's going to be a day of building structure with that Capricorn energy, innovation when it comes to that Aquarian energy, and dreaming as big as the universe when it comes to that Piscean energy. Like I say, you are reclaiming what was lost, particularly when it comes to financial matters, and bringing balance, restoration, back into your life, into your finances in such a beautiful way. So this is where with the Page of Swords, it's really all about your networking as well as being assertive towards your ambitions, taking action. And with that Scorpionic energy, it's with strategy, it's with precision, it's with your passions and your desires, but it's at this place where it really helps you with scrutiny, with looking at things with intense strategic and investigative approaches, I guess is how I would put it. This is also being quick-witted. This is energetic, outspoken communication. This is expression, being curious rather than fearful of hidden wisdoms and hidden things. This also, too, is connecting with the divine light within you. And with the swords, this is not straying away from any conflict or any issues, embracing new ideas with your intellect, embracing new thoughts, new actions, looking at troubles, and finding where you can find solutions, where you may have once strayed away from them, right? And like I said, oh, thank you. But like I was saying before, it's connecting with that divine light. And as you can see here, it's really about balancing that earth and air energy and finding that common center within yourself, within your determination for your passions and your desires. And if that resonates, by all means, let me know your thoughts in the comments below of what you're building. Like, share, subscribe. Oh my gosh, and look at what? Okay. Yeah, let me know what you're building. I mean, reclaiming what was lost. I mean, look at this. 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. What? Oh my gosh. Okay, so like I was saying, this is a day, this autumn equinox, this is going to be very life-changing for Virgos. This is genuine joy, genuine love, ultimate happiness, a sense of belonging, family, finding your tribe, and spiritual alignment, spiritual pleasure, bright future, claiming what's yours with that Mars energy. And it's your dream that you've dreamed that's as big as the universe, but it's rooted in your foundation with that root chakra, double root chakra as well. That's being here and now, right? With material comforts, with the material world, but also too being solid in all parts of who you are, why you're here, and on strong, stable, unshakable ground. With the 10 of Pentacles as well, this is material success. This is lasting wealth, prosperity, family life, financial security, your foundation, but a lot to do with family like achievements as well as business partners. And again, I mean, we're standing in Virgo and energy here, but also too, we're also embodying Mercury's energy. So this autumn equinox, like I was saying, mark your calendar, especially between the 18th and the 22nd. There is monumental transitions here that are setting you up for the pinnacle of success and transition. This is the beginning and the endings, especially with that second new moon, partial solar eclipse, Venus changing signs, Mercury changing signs, the Kite and Mars changing signs, and the Sun changing signs. I mean, I'm actually almost speechless, I'll be honest, but I'm sure you've caught on. I'm a bit of a talker. This is beautiful energy. So just pay attention to everything between the 18th and the 22nd is going to be huge. Now, on top of that, on the 28th, the moon is also going to be in Sagittarius. So this is a day to really pay attention to as well. It's not as significant, but it's very transformative in a beautiful way. So on the 28th, the moon is in Sag, and it will also be sextile with Mercury. So this is all about the truth of the matter coming to light. And especially when it comes to how you feel about and nurture your finances and your self-worth, this is a beautiful day to pay attention to and to utilize this energy. Because remember, Sagittarian energy is all about exploration. It's all about transformation with higher learning, expansion in a way that, oh my goodness, okay. Oh, and that, oh, wow. Okay, the cards are just like, what happened here? I am into it. All right. So this is a beautiful day in a way where if you've been feeling, especially when it comes to, I guess how I would put it is, especially when it comes to the South Node in Virgo aspects, the lower expressions of Virgo energy. When we move into Libra season, the 28th is a wonderful day to really take a look and reflect and like connect in a lot of ways. How you feel about your self-worth, how you nurture your self-worth, and how that is quantum entangled with your finances and how all of that is connected. Because this energy, this sextile is really going to help you with getting to the truth of the matter, right? It's going to uncover a lot of truths on where you haven't necessarily been taking care of yourself and where you need to take care of yourself, more importantly, in both of those ways, and how it's quantifiable in the 3D. And if that resonates, like I say, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Share your thoughts, because this is a beautiful energy to really take advantage of. It's looking at things, basically, and seeing where you need to regenerate, where you need to heal. Because when we come into Libra season, this is your comeback. This is your cheer up. You're moving on. It's growing from the pain. In a lot of ways, this is embracing the sun's energy when it comes to moving into Libra season, balancing your scales, your sacral energy flow, your creative flow. And in a lot of ways, it's allowing you to truly look at how much work you did all summer long, all Virgo season long. And when Venus enters Virgo in the first house on the 19th, I know I'm kind of jumping backwards, but this is where it's like all the work that you have done, Venus is helping you really look at it and get out there and shine, with it, Venus being in Virgo in our first house. It's truly about that self-love and being empowered in that self-love. And on the 28th, the moon in Sag being sextile with Mercury is going to heighten all of this. It's a day to truly celebrate just how far you've come, especially when it comes to looking at building your lack of confidence. If there was any hesitations in the past or insecurities, and really acknowledging those, looking at where you've been dragging your feet as well, where you've possibly not been mindful to yourself, how you care for yourself, knowing that you're enough with that solar plexus energy, and truly looking at how far you've come, and more importantly, where there's potential work that needs to be done. But it's uncovering a lot of truth that allows you to truly trust your subconscious, trust, and more importantly, receive those inner shadows, right? And embrace them with that Piscean energy, with compassion, with love, with your third eye, especially when it comes to seeing people with discernment so that you can avoid the tricks and traps of, I know we normally say life, but let's just call a spade of who you thought was for you but really haven't been, kind of thing, that lack integrity. But more importantly, trusting yourself. It brings to the mind, trust yourself always, trust others once they've earned it. This is the day where you're really looking at those truths in a beautiful way. And with the 18, again, it's coming to a completion of that lesson in a lot of ways, but it also looks at the purification of consciousness for you in a beautiful, beautiful way. So there's a lot of compassion, there's a lot of water into this energy, and there's a lot of expansion involved. Now, I would like to say that everything is always warm and fuzzy, but there is one day to truly pay attention to and avoid making big decisions. So mark your calendars for October 1st. Mercury is going to be square with Jupiter. So this is a day out of all days. Take a second look and wait for clarity. And let's get into it. So this is a day truly where there's going to be tension between your financial security and your ambitions for your future. You may be tempted to overreach or overcommit your financial and personal resources when it comes to a very tempting group venture or social commitment that seems very promising. But ultimately, it's not necessarily in your best financial interest. So this is a day, like I say, double check all the contracts, double check all the numbers, stand in your temperance, right? Stand in your harmony, internal balance, where you've healed. Stand your ground when it comes to your self-worth, with your creativity, with your art, because there's something that's coming in that's going to be very tempting. It's a group project too. It's a social commitment. It's a group venture. That's a financial investment, basically. And the biggest thing about it is it's going to be very tempting. But check the contract, check the numbers before proceeding with any financial commitments during this time, during this transit, because it also runs some hidden layers. Because what you say to somebody as what you're willing to commit may not necessarily be what was heard. So just remember that. But the biggest thing about this is, due to that miscommunication, this transit has a lot of tension, especially with Jupiter being in Cancer, our 11th house, hopes, wishes, dreams, social networks, social commitments, humanitarian efforts. It's all related to that. But this one, with this square aspect between Mercury in our 2nd house in Libra and Jupiter in Cancer in our 11th house, basically runs the risk that if you commit, you run the risk of overspending or overinvesting in something that creates unsustainable levels of spending. So the biggest thing about October 1st is take a second look and wait for clarity, because things will be, you'll be tempted to overreach, I guess is how I would put it. The good news is, on the 6th, Mercury will be entering Scorpio in our 3rd house. So this also happens to be in a full moon or on a full moon in Aries. This is gorgeous energy. It's like your focus on finances will shift from seeking balance and harmony to a more intense, strategic, investigative approach. You've got an analytical eye. So if there's anything that comes through on the 1st, wait till the 6th. The full moon is about release, right? And with Aries, it's about initiation, action. Ventures that basically are overreaching, especially because they're tying and pulled from your emotion, or they're pulling on your emotional strings rather. This is where you'll have some beautiful energy coming in to help you. You'll be able to look at things with a more strategic view, more investigative approach to really see everything that's hidden. This is where your power will stand with the Ace of Swords, with making decisions, with new challenges that lead to true victory and conquests, right? That you'll be able to see the potential for what it is, but also have the ability to stand with courage in your leadership and truly drive towards results with prosperity, with success, with building structure, when it comes to that Capricorn energy as well. But this is a better date, basically, if you're going to be starting in anything like this, especially between the 1st and the 6th. Wait till after the 6th, because this is where you'll be really stepping into your personal power of new beginnings and positive flow with new ideas. I mean, look at this. Ace of Swords back to back with Ace of Cups. Your cup is overflowing. Once Mercury enters Scorpio and we're in Libra season, expect this is where it's like you're balancing the scales, standing in your truth, but also seeing things with that scorpionic energy, with a keen eye when it comes to pragmatic planning and strategy and discernment. So this is the beginning of prosperity, new relationships and opportunities that really truly lead to fortune, love, joy, health, spirituality, but positivity. Because you're utilizing your intuition and you're seeing the true potential of things with clarity. And also, too, making the right moves when it comes to your heart's decisions, especially with long term. With the Six of Pentacles as well, this is about reciprocity, really. This is social justice, sharing with others, imparting knowledge and experience, but it's about being savvy with your financial management and really focusing on that stability with that Taurian energy. This is balancing things out with harmony and integration, but also, too, a focus, like I say, all about reciprocity, all about integrating opposites. That way you can avoid a loss, but more importantly, look at what you avoided, basically, with these 3 cups here, and you're focusing on really, truly looking at going after, with discernment, that energy with Mars and leveraging that scorpionic energy. Strategy, investigative approaches, flowing. Excuse me, I bumped the camera there. But that way you're avoiding regret, basically. You're cherishing the present, but also looking at what you avoided when it comes to a potential loss. This is truly where your 2 of Cups is there. There's good cooperation, compatibility, new ventures, new romance, mutual attraction, pouring your heart into it with that Cancerian energy. But also, too, standing with Venus at your side in Virgo, in our 1st house of self. How you show up to the world, how you show up for yourself, how you show up for your long-term goals. So, like I say, if there's anything that comes at you on the 1st, wait until the 6th. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, because truly, you guys are what make this family, or this channel, a family, and this channel a success. Now, before we go, I do also want to look at our spirit animal totems here. Oh my gosh, look at this. So we've got luck on your side, and love is your universal language of leadership. So this is the time to truly be gentle with yourself during Mercury and Libra season. Mercury is a very quick planet, but these next couple weeks are going to be monumental for Virgos. This is basically knowing that love is the universal language, but love leadership is what heals. You see the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and grace. Remember, this is what's going to be the tempting thing, is facing your fears and not necessarily sacrificing yourself, right? But it's really looking at equitable win-win solutions with strategy, with investigative approaches, with opportunity, because luck is on your side with the ladybug. This is bright energy. Let go of worry. Be happy in the here and now. Feel good about being a loving and colorful you, because you bless the world with what you bring to the table, with all the color you bring to the world. And luck is on your side. Cannot stress that enough. So this is gorgeous. I have goosebumps. And if you do too, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. But before we go, I also want to look at our major arcana. I still can't believe we pulled 2 back-to-back 10s. That's just, and then 2 back-to-back aces. That's just crazy awesome. I get goosebumps thinking about it right now even. Okay, so, I mean, look at this. This is like crown, third eye, and then green with the heart chakra. Trust your intuition and your connection to your divine inner light here. So what we pulled for color therapy is indigo, purple, and green. And then music therapy, what we pulled is G sharp, B, and F. So try playing around with those, especially when you meditate, especially over this eclipse, second new moon in Virgo, partial solar eclipse, and the equinox. We've got a big couple weeks ahead of us. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I truly love each and every one of you guys. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.